you did a run of shows with Junkhouse recently. Curious to know from your perspective, what's like one thing you've learned kind of just being around the Junkhouse crew, whether it's like performance or songwriting or just like general energy?
I'll start with Tom, because I've known Tom since I was a teenager. I was 18 or 19, and
you're doing drywall for him.
Yeah, no, Monson, yeah, but no, I crashed a party at his house. I showed up, and he'd seen a video of us playing a Willie P. Bennett song, and he doesn't go, "Oh, that's this guy in my house." He goes, "Come on, Train," the Willie P. Bennett song. He goes upstairs and he brings down a guitar, hands it to me. I'm playing beautiful old J45. He goes, "Yeah, that was Willie's." Like, I don't know, I never met people before. He goes and gets Willie's guitar and gets me to play him some songs. And from that, I opened for them solo, and then the band started coming around, and I did a few, like I'd come up and sing a song with them on a festival or whatever. And then there was this run of shows where the band played Hamilton. I went out on the road with them, and then the band played 2 nights in Toronto. And that relationship is something I value and I treasure. He always says like, "Oh, you know, we're just your crazy uncles," right? And there's a truth to that. And those guys are such incredibly musicians, right? Jesse O'Brien, like, is out of this world. Played with Buddy Guy. Tells me stories about playing with Levon Helm as a teenager. Yeah. Champagne James with the Moon River Project is phenomenal, and his trio down at the Capitol, I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah. He's been on the show. James has been on the show.
Oh yeah,
he's
fantastic.
A lovely human being. They're all lovely human beings, but like,
yeah. James, we were driving out to Kingston or Ottawa.
Funny.
He's really funny, but I study philosophy at Mac, and the way James talks about music, especially when you're on a bus on the way to Ottawa or Kingston, right? I felt like I was in the most exciting philosophy lecture I've ever been in. So these guys, I mean, Goldie, I think we're gonna work together in the spring, and Ray is a legend in himself, and Thompson as the only person alive who could ever step into Russ Wilson's shoes. I met Russ before he passed, and he was so kind, just so kind. And then meeting Lanois again was incredible. He played both those shows this weekend. So yeah, performance and technique, absolutely. Those guys are the gold standard, right? 100%.
You don't appreciate it. I imagine you don't appreciate it until you're actually like on stage with these folks.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching, you're like, yeah, great performance. But when you're like playing with them, like I feel like it's like, oh, that's interesting. I like how you did that, or how you handled yourself in this situation, or how you managed the crowd, like any of that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there are like the technical things I've learned from those guys, right? How to deal with a heckler, how to tell a story and tune your guitar at the same time, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But what I think I appreciate the most is Tom, since I was a teenager, he taught me how to carry myself as an artist, as opposed to just being a musician.
What do you mean by that?
That you can, he kept saying when we were doing these shows the other week in Ontario, are you having fun? Are you having fun? Are you having fun? He's just looking out for me, making sure I'm doing all right. I asked him why. I said, we work so hard on these songs. As the guys who are writing them, right? We work so hard on these songs. When you get on the road, or you get on the stage, you're just there to have fun. Now, I spent a long time just having fun. I spent a long time just having fun. And not to say that I don't take the work seriously, I do. But that, there's a time for art, and there's a time for rock and roll. And you can blend the two worlds, right? There's also the like, hey, make sure you always have a box of shirts in your car. But if one of the other guys has all of them, because someone's gonna forget them, right? There's the practical, like, you know, it's worth it to hire a grant writer. You know, it's worth it to like those bits of wisdom that make the balance easier.
Yeah.
Right. Because it can get in the way.
Right. When you get bogged down by the grant writing, by the this, by the that, you're like, why am I doing this?
Why am I doing
this? Why am you know what's easier? Setting drywall up a flight of stairs. That's easier. And it's funny as an artist, right? Because it's like you think like, oh, it's easy to being an artist. It's easy to be an artist. You go and you have fun, right? But then, you know, like what is easy, right? Because it's easy to just go show up at a work site, work for 8 hours, come home, go to bed.
You'll make more money. You'll sleep better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Between that and hauling amps, your back hurts just about as much. And like I said, man, I'm 21 and my back fucking hurts. So